Clarrie, some people have been asking me where the bucket hat and sunglasses came from and if I'm going to wear them again. I mean, those who didn't see the video, I kind of lost my mind a bit after Friday night's result, but I'm thinking maybe only special occasions. What do you think?
Who was that guy? I'll tell you who that guy was, dude. That was Ricky Nolan post famous win after Penrith. And no, that the alter ego doesn't always come out, you know. You're not going to see him every podcast, but I'm going to be pretty surprised and pumped for when I do, because I kind of jumped online. I was in the studio. I'm ready to go. I'm pumped. I'm feeling good. And then bang, open the camera. There's Nolan. Sonny's a bucket hat, and I was like, oh no, get stuffed. And then your intro, bro, like far out, you're just being so funny, and I had no idea it was coming. All unscripted from my end, team. I didn't know anything going on, and then I had nothing funny to say after it. I was like, oh, you've just absolutely nailed that intro. So thank you. The video went berserk as well, and I'm glad.
It went almost viral.
Almost, yeah, a good solid almost viral, and we will have a few more moments of those, because there's heaps of peace ones, and then there's an almost viral, and then the virality is where we come to play.
It was but
cometh the man, cometh the moment, even though that's an AFL reference.
Is it?
You know,
yeah, maybe. So my alter ego Ricky came out.
Ricky, bro,
and that was unscripted.
Ricky from Ben Buckler.
And if you missed it, I proceeded to thank the whole Roosters team name by name. I thank the coach. I thank Penrith Panthers. I then thanked a lot of gods, and then I thanked the entire human
both
race,
mythical and potentially real,
potentially
whatever.
Whatever floats your boat. But then the reason for that, of course, mate, was what the hell did we watch on Friday night?
We watched I'm not going to call it a miracle. We just watched a good game of rugby league football. We watched a good, honest team from the eastern suburbs of Sydney, from Bondi. Just put a big middle finger up to the whole NRL, to all the haters, all the naysayers. And we are the original players, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we
the
just
haters
said,
are losers.
Yeah, just like, F you. Oh, it was such good stuff. And I am not going to lie to you people. I wasn't feeling overly confident. But far out, that's a great response. That was my biggest thing. Just the week after such a heavy start to the season, just that immediate hit back. You know, not around 6-1 where it's like, oh, that was kind of a fluke. That was intentional.
No, of course.
Jack.
And I also told that story last week when my wife, Miss New Zealand, walked in at halftime, or were down by a cricket score at halftime, and she said, "Oh dear." Well, she got home after after full time last week, looked at the score, and said, "Oh wow." So,
oh wow.
Yeah.
And then looked at you, was like, "You're looking hot right now, Jack, my little Rooster man."
And like I said last week, oh wow indeed.
Oh wow indeed.
How do you celebrate like a monumental win like that? I mean, you're getting on in age, mate. You can't do what you used to do. Is it like wake up early, go for a swim in the morning, or is it like a nice glass of Pinot maybe just to decompress? What do the celebrations look like?
Well, I had a few pre-game jittery, let's just call them grogs.
Anyway,
work grogs as well. Just might add, people. Anyway, back home, clean, mentally clear, ready for the game. Because I got a podcast that's got to go out to millions of people, Jack. So I've got to be sharp between their mind, ready to go, sharp between the ears. Anyway, post game, and then I like to just jump on the podcast and just broadcast my feelings and excitement to the millions of people. I mean, look, and, let it be known, Roosters fans, that we're out there toiling, late night, committed. We're here, getting the potty done. Then we're editing, and then we're tidying up the Instagram. And then all of a sudden it's 12:30 and bang, and then I'm up in the morning, 8 a.m., going to the gym with the boys. And then I'm at the gym at the SFS, Jack. And there's a few extra Rooster Guernseys getting around, you know what I'm saying? In the gym, I got the NBA jersey, like the NBL jersey from last year that Napa gave me, and it's like, I don't know. It's
the Rooster style one.
It's like a Roosters NBL jersey. Yeah. So that was me, and I saved that for Friday. Wore it Friday morning, game day, if you vibe it. And then washed it quickly so I could wear it again on Saturday morning. You feel me, guys? You feel me, everyone out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to rep that again on Saturday.
So
That was me.
To celebrate, you went to the gym. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did a podcast at 12 a.m., but then I was like, I'm just trying to be healthy and
That's true.
committed, like my boys out on the field. You know what I'm saying, G?
And I've seen you at the gym, Clarrie. Yeah, well, I've seen you at the gym, mate. It's a lot of talking, not much lifting.
There's just not enough weights there for me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. What did I do, mate? Actually, I've got almost like a confession to make. I watched the whole game on Friday night. Usually, I wear some sort of Roosters apparel from on the couch. You know,
oh no, jersey. Don't say.
Mate, I'm not going to give you details about what shirt I was actually wearing, but I didn't realise until full time, and now I'm kind of wigging out, just going, "Is this the thing? Have I got to wear this every week?"
No, don't play into it, dude. Well, I mean, this is for everyone out there. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Like, let us know what your what are they called? It's not hoodoo. Yeah. It's
What's your superstition? What's your Roosters superstition? That's a great question. Mine is usually I've worn it on the reaction pod. I actually had to change out of it quickly because I went, oh crap, I'm not wearing a Roosters jersey, but I usually wear that 70s retro one.
Yes.
And that's my kind of superstition. I watched the 2018, 2019 grand finals and 2013 grand finals and that live. So that's kind of my thing. But
that jersey hasn't lost a grand final.
No, it hasn't. It's completely undefeated. Actually, it might have been there at 2010. I don't think so. Anyway, but now I'm a bit thrown. Like, has the cycle changed? Have I got a pivot now? Have I got to wear a?
Can we ask what it was?
Nah, I can't say. Maybe the listeners can guess, and I'll if one of them gets it. It
was your wife's tank top or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a
real tight chest hair out. You know what I'm saying?
What was it, like a PE Nation activewear shirt?
Activewear. Pressing up them, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't like to buy into that stuff because then I'll, buy it. But, I think we were discussing before the game. Should we, when you're paying that odds, you just put on $5. But let it be known, Roosters fans, anytime I put a bet on the Roosters, it doesn't go off. I'm not a big bettor anyway.
Okay, that's your superstition.
But I just don't put bets on the Roosters. It never comes off, and I'm not a bettor anyway. So it's just kind of like I just leave it there, and I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. That's a question without notice. That wasn't on the run sheet today, but I reckon that's a good one to send out to the listeners because there'd be some creepy ones out there, man.
The superstitions, I want to hear what you weirdos get weird on. Yeah.
No judgment, of course.
No, everyone's. Allowed to be as weird as they want, bro. No one's judging me for all the grogs I had.
No, mate, my weekend was it was good. Definitely a bit of a pep in my step, so to speak. But I will say, job not done. It's round 2. That's acknowledged.
Just as bad as round 1 was.
Yeah.
Round 2, as good as it was, we're back to even. One win, 1 loss.
Hey, so what does this mean, mate? So obviously 38-32, pretty. I mean, I cast your mind back to Friday night. Sorry, it was a pretty phenomenal game. If you think about it, like
was it? Yeah, you could go
38-32. I think the right result is what we got. I think we certainly we played the better. I thought we played with a higher intensity, higher urgency. We wanted it more. It was one of the crazier nights as a Roosters fan, and there's definitely been a few people, non-Roosters fans, non-Rooster kind of fan commentators, and also some Roosters fans going, "What's doing at the club?" Well, I think you can see what's doing.
Yes,
and you saw at least 4 or 5 youngsters, and I'm talking kids with less than 20 games first grade experience.
Less than 5, bro.
Yeah, well, a lot of I'm throwing like a Blake Steep in there who's played quite a few games now, but you just saw some heart and like competitiveness and like just you kind of went wow.
Well, yeah, all the team kind of playing hard, playing together. It's kind of all you really ask for. I don't need it to be polished. Just like have a go for me. And everyone out there is in that club because they can have a go. So I don't see why we can't all come together and do it in unison. Mate, I think it's what it does, it gives the young fellas confidence. It gives us as fans, it gives the whole club confidence. Like we were chatting to the Roosters marketing team afterwards, and they were buzzing. Shout out Benno and Humps. They were pumped. And you know that the whole club's riding this, like they do. They ride the wave with them, with the team, you know. And so I just feel like, although, it's not like, it's not getting us to the grand final by any stretch of the imagination just right now. It's just enough to just be like, hey, well, we can do it. So, and then, I suppose I was scared because, losing a big game and then going into a Penrith, and if they smell blood, and if they would have gone hard or whatever it might have been, the other end of the stick of what the result was, what does that do to even some of the most experienced players coming after like a 2-from-2 bashings? You really are getting worried about the season. But it also reminds you, just don't look that much into round 1 and round 2, bro. Or as Gus Gould says, leave it till bloody round 6 before you make up your mind. Yeah. Get one win or something, he says.
I think what's really good, I'm sure they were confident and were staying the course internally, but certainly for fans and people watching, I think I said in the instant reaction pod after, I was like, this is like a famous win, but I was like, still a lot of young kids in there. I think it still will be a reasonably choppy year. There'll be some ups and downs, but a victory like this just goes, okay, there might not be 10 out of 10 performance every week, but I've just seen what, the next generation come through, and they clearly can play. And now it's just about getting them seasoned first graders, getting the reps, getting them playing together.
That week after week, showing up.
Whereas if we'd gone out on Friday night and lost again, and 3 or 4 rounds, where we've only won one game, lost 5 or something, you go, gee, this is grim. Are there actually any good youngsters coming through? I know they're trying to regenerate the list, but
it's just shown immediately. I ran into Benno this morning, one of the marketing team, and he was with one of the development guys that runs the development program from like a bit more of an operational back end, officey end. And we've spoken about all the Rooster Hall of Famers running the program, as in from the on-field stuff. Anyway, and he was just like, mate, like this is what's been doing. Now, if we want to keep investing in it, and the boys have the apartments, and they're all just coming together, like it's happening, dude. You just got to give it a chance, and it might not all come together this year, but the fellas are there. Yeah, and it's just exciting for everyone. And I mean, it also makes for next year next week. Sorry, like what we can expect, or this week. But I'm just like, it's just really good to see, especially just round 2. It wasn't that round 4 or 5 comeback. It was like a straight away. Yeah. So it kind of gets us back into check. Like we can move. Now, one thing I want to bring up with you, Jack, is one of the things that shits you the most, and even before the game we were yarning, and you're just basically rinsing every club for being so poor compared to us, and even if we have a bad year, it's like it's 1 in about 20. But one thing that does get you going, not in a good way, is the pressure on Robbo. Needless to say, the pressure on Robbo after one game. Can you please just vent out a little bit for us?
Well, there's a lot of people out there who I imagine have high opinions on their opinions on the game, who look like complete morons now. And some in the media, and I don't want this to be a media bashathon, but I just think some people are extremely lazy with their takes. If you look, I think I've mentioned this before, but like, if you look at since Robbo has become coach in 2013, aside from 1 year in 2016, there's been 3 grand final appearances, 3 grand final wins, a handful of other minor premierships, top 4 finishes, top 8 finishes. The only other team that's had the same success as us is Melbourne. Penrith have had the golden run of just like grand final. But everyone forgets, grand final. 6-7 years ago, they were a joke. They were literally a joke. Hey, I'm serious. They were.
Yeah, no, mate, I want to hear the stats, bro. Hit me, dog.
Yeah, I'm not going to get the stats, but like, if you just go through the list of clubs, Gold Coast Titans. I don't even know if they exist. Like, does anyone know if they play in the NRL? I'm yet to see them.
Yeah.
Brisbane, supposedly a powerhouse team. They've been winning wooden spoons. Haven't won the
comp since Bluetooth was invented, as
Exactly.
you know we brought up in this podcast before.
Yeah.
So Brisbane fans, remember. You just remember.
St George, pathetic for the last 15 years.
One
2 or 3
comp in
good years
50
away.
years.
2 or 3 good years of Wayne Bennett, and pathetic before that. Parramatta Eels are living off the glory days of 40 years ago, and Sterlo. Sterlo's like geriatric. I mean, look, I don't want to rag on every single NRL club. I can do that. Maybe that's going to be in a bonus. Maybe that'll be in a bonus. Maybe that'll be a bonus episode. My point is, people have, I think, very lazily just put ridiculous pressure on Trent Robinson specifically, just completely ignoring the fact that only Craig Bellamy could be in the conversation of sustained success over a period of time. And I think for Roosters fans as well, I have heard kind of just whispers and murmurs, Robbo, la da 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 da. Guys, it's been a pretty good run for 25 years. I mean, last week after Friday night, I'm like going, this could be a down year. Mate, at this stage, the top eight's not out of the question. Like, we're 1 from 2. We're 1 from 2. You know what I mean?
It's not out of the question. It never was out of the question, bro.
So
never. And like with the team we've got, seriously on paper, that's not out of the question.
I don't know. I've gone a bit broad with that response, but firstly, the pressure on Robertson was ridiculous, and he pulled out probably. I would argue that's his. I'm going to say the third best coaching performance I've seen. Like it's a phenomenal win. I think
what was 1 and 2, 2018?
Well, I think 2018 grand final was just to get perfect game of footy.
Pumped it.
I think it could be 2. I mean, it's just recent. I've just said 3 because I recency bias. You don't want to kind of go over the top, but it was pretty special, man.
Mate, watching Teddy after it, he was buzzing.
Yeah,
good man.
AC as well was absolutely buzzing. That's a big win, man.
Because like your
50
chips
points
are
last week.
like, you are so written off. Everyone's like saying everything about you. Everyone's questioning all your morals, everything you go about you. You've just done a full preseason, and like not one person has given you a hope. Which like fair enough, you know what I mean? Like you're going against the Premiers. You've just gotten pumped by 50. But, I mean, as a player, with all the young lads just, like, gather together, it's Australian spirit through and through, mate. Like,
it's Bondi spirit. But, mate, 50, but you think about it. 50 points. We got pumped in round 1. We go out the next week and beat the 4-time defending Premiers.
Yeah.
Who were basically full strength.
Yeah.
And we were, And then
we had, like, 5 debutants in the Federation.
I'm not even mentioning the experience yet. Like, this is just a lay down misère for Penrith usually, and the other thing as well I saw I caught a glimpse of the Sunday Footy show, and they only devoted like 5 minutes to the game, which I thought was pretty disappointing. And then
that's a joke of a show.
And then half the time they were just saying, Penrith they got within 6 points from a try to level it up, and it just shows you the Penrith Panthers never give up. And I'm sitting there going, congratulations, you are a footballer and you just played to the 80th minute. Like, I'm sorry, are we applauding that? Like, seriously,
that's not a trophy to take home, brother. Like, against a bunch of 20-year-olds.
Is the alternative give up against a team of rookies? Like, seriously, and that was anyway. I think I honestly think that this is I think the reaction's been understated, if I'm completely honest. I really do. I think it's just one of the great wins for the Roosters, and I think in the NRL for the last handful of years for sure.
Yeah, it's good to see, man, and it's good to just the naysays back on, or even just for all of us get a bit of like the boys, come on, we're back, I don't know. There was a lot of negative Nancy chat getting around early in the year, which was kind of wigging me out. As I've mentioned before on this podcast, Jack, I'm an optimist, brah. So I wasn't enjoying that chat because I don't want to feel negative. So I'm pretty pumped about it. Can you just give me like highlight from Friday night? Like,
highlight. Well, the whole game was a highlight. I think it was just, like I said, it was so good from the opening whistle to see Lasalu, that young prop who I think was on the tools on Saturday morning, Blake Steep, Fiketti, who's unfortunately being suspended, but they were on from the start, throwing themselves into contact, throwing themselves into the contest. That was a real highlight, firstly. The other highlight was then the season campaigners, Teddy, Connor Watson, etc., just leading the way.
Yeah.
But I think the real highlight was the last 10 minutes. I think, I know we're up by 14, but to be down to 12 men against the 4-time defending premiers, to try and close out that game with the inexperience on the field, the fact that they were able to do it was just so good to see, and it was just topped off by, I tell you what, he is now on the podium for my favourite ever Roosters, but Daniel Tupou for the try-saving. Man, this is just,
how can you not love Tupou?
He's scored the sixth most tries in NRL history now. I think it's 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dude, he's been playing since like 2012. Pretty sure he got a Hattie on debut as well. The good man.
Yeah. So the last 10 minutes, bro, I thought was just how the fact that they held on, they scrambled, and they never gave up. When it would have been perfectly reasonable for Penrith just to steamroll us with 10 to go with the 1 man reduction. So, what do you think? Yeah. What was your highlight,
mate? Love that. I think we might have mentioned this on the podcast prior, but just that whole the fact that we were up and about, I really wasn't expecting it, and that was just so good to just be buzzing. So I'm pretty jacked on that in terms of just like far out. That was a good. And we were riding that whole game, bro. It was just on. Like it was a full 80-minute performance, bro. So, and to just be in that that is like the purest of like fan enjoyment. Is when you're riding your team for 80 minutes, these ups and downs, and you get the result. So I'm pretty pumped on that.
It's hard to pinpoint an exact moment, isn't it? It really is.
That's what I mean. It was just the whole thing. Like, I wasn't expecting to get going, and then we're already on, and I'm like, far out, we're scoring tries, and I'm jumping around, just going, oh, yes.
It was one of those magical nights as a fan, in a different way to what we're used to. Like, just...
You're hoping that it happens. But again, just the fact that it wasn't like round 8, like a random little just like, it's like, dude, straight after. That's huge.
Let's get into some... performances. We didn't really go in depth to individual players. We kind of mentioned some players, but let's tie it into the new prestigious Boycott and a Complete Moose Award. We actually haven't decided who we're going to give it to. I think it's probably like, let's just flesh it out now, bro. Who would you give a point to, do you think?
Oh, I'll tell you who I was just thinking of that I just kind of like just didn't. Bro, Nafua White. Bro, he had a blinder, man. Like, starting that first run off the kickoff, he like powered through. He had some... I think that was a huge game for him, man. I think, that whole Jared, Lindsay's out. I think maybe Angus said it in that the interview after in the change room. It's like, there's no one else here to do this job, bro. Like, can we get this done? And then he does. So I'm putting forward Nafua White for 1 point, Jack.
You know what? I think let's just throw in a few names before we delegate points.
You know what I mean?
Because that's hard because he's definitely in the top 3. Like, I think Connor Watson he's got a feature in there somewhere. He had one of his
80
best
minutes.
Games. He had one of his best ever games for the Roosters. I thought.
For sure.
Tedesco was just phenomenal.
Tedesco's out of control, man. Like,
and
he just doesn't stop. Like,
crazy.
It just when he did that line break, you're like, yes, bro. Like, that's what you're here for. But you just keep like doing it and doing it. Like, you're just never missing.
Yeah, and I honestly, I say this with like in good faith. I love Dylan Edwards as a player. I think he's a phenomenal player too. But when Teddy's at the top of his game,
Teddy's best games. I think Dylan Edwards might have one that could match him.
They're different types of players. Like, I get that. Dylan Edwards is more of an effort player, and he, like I said, he's a crazily good player. Deserved his Origin jersey last year. Deserves all the success he gets. But just a game like that when they were up against each other. Granted, he did look like he pulled up with a groin injury. Dylan Edwards. Yeah. Optimum Teddy, man. It's pretty good.
You're taking Teddy beast mode any day of the week, bro. Any day of the week.
Yeah. Teddy, who else was there that we thought was really good? Well, we've already kind of mentioned it on Friday night, but
Marky Mark.
And I'm going to call out the guru. Like, we said that on Friday night, then he releases a summary on Monday morning, kind of literally lifting off exactly what we said.
Oh, no. I know. Can we get some goddamn credit?
Yeah. He's our first CBA, to be fair.
Said, I was like, we haven't bought a lot of good people, whatever. But I'm like, bro, don't forget about Marky Mark. That is a great find.
That was a good take, I thought, from you, Clarrie. He is just... Some of those passes he came up with.
Oh, well, he's got the Fijian offload, dude, and that's what you need at centre. I don't reckon that one at the end, the try,
Yeah, it wasn't as full. It wasn't. I don't know if it was full.
It's only about half a metre full. I was like, far out,
mate. How nauseating was it for the last half an hour of the game? I'm not counting out Nathan Cleary. Oh, mate, give me a spell, bro.
Shut up, bro. God.
No
one's counting out Penrith and Nathan Cleary, bro, and that pass wasn't forward.
Yeah, so
and you kind of be sometimes, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so Marky Mark. There's probably one or two others. I thought he's not going to run into the he's not going to get a point this week, FYI. But Boyd Steep.
Boyd Steep is boys.
So we call him Boyd Steep. He's just giving major Boyd Cordner vibes.
And that has nothing to do with his bum chin.
None at all.
None at all. Just complete moose energy, dude.
And nothing to do with the fact they're both from the mid-north coast as well.
Yeah, mid-north coast.
And are possibly biological brothers.
Yeah, mate. Has to be.
Yeah. Even though he came up with a couple of errors, it's just, as I said, I think you can kind of cop that from experience.
You can weed that out, dude. Yeah. Just play hard and do your job. Otherwise, and we're cool, man. We're cool.
Love the look of Fekete, who started at lock. It's a shame he's been suspended.
That was a bit of a bull yarn. Did I miss the wrong replay of that?
Oh, I think it was the wrong charge. I think penalty at best. At worst, I would have thought.
That's a huge penalty, eh? Like, can you not bring up something that no one's seen in the last 10 minutes and send him off? Like, Fed, imagine if that just cost it. I'd be like, you dogs.
Oh, we think so. We've got three. So we've got Nafu, White, Connor, and Teddy.
I think the Chad had a good game as well.
Chad had a very good game. Oh, no,
I don't know if he was kicking him shallow to make sure that Dom Young could contest.
That was.
I reckon he was also bringing him shallower. Like, he wasn't kicking him right up to the jet ball line, but bringing him shallow where Dom's kind of actually got a chance. And then it also makes you have to run forward as opposed to taking him in comfort. You've got to really chase it forward. I'm back 15 meters closer to the try. I'm now going to run towards the 20. Bit of
that was a ploy,
out.
and they didn't handle it well. Penrith, the back three.
No, they were.
I'm glad you mentioned Chad. I think he just was that steady hand. Kicking game was really good, and it's no surprises that I think we prefaced this in the first podcast we did. Sandon Smith's the major beneficiary of having Chad Townsend there, and I think Sandon had his best game of first grade on Friday night.
Yeah, for sure. He's got the speed, he's got the skill. He did a really nice pass to Mark that kind of set up his own try.
Yeah.
He just kind of got that early tackle. Man, even though it's just not much of a pass really, but just a clean pass. It's not behind you right there. Then Marky Mark's on. It's pretty happy days. So
with Chad, I think if he's the kind of player, if we're getting pumped, he's not going to be able to create his way out of. He's not going to be able to conjure up something to get us back in the game. That's not him.
Just keep us in the
game.
But
if we're in the game and we're not getting pumped by 1,000 points, he's kind of perfect for us at the moment. He really is. I thought he was great. So, and I do want to throw Tupou in there because it's Daniel.
That's all class from the twos.
So I think 3-2-1. I was thinking Nafu White 2. I thought he was that good. Yeah, I thought it was a coming of age game.
Coming of age game. Yeah. Really okay, 2.
And I'd have Teddy at 1, and the only reason why is because it's Teddy, man.
It's Teddy, bro. Fuck, man.
He was very good. He was very good.
He's so goated, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, bro. One of the. Where does that stack up in one of the great, purchases of the Roosters?
Oh, yeah, up there. Very much. He'd be in the top 3 ever purchases.
Sure. Cooper Cronk, him. Sonny.
Over an extended period, I'd have him over Sonny every day of the week.
Yeah.
Every day, just for longevity. Sonny was only with us for 2 years. Left a massive
but just
imprint on the club.
Yeah.
But I think just
Tedesco, man, what a Freddie, obviously.
Yeah. So I think that leaves one person with 3 points. Would you argue?
I'm going
Watson?
Connor. I'm going Connor, bro, because you don't get a lot of raps doing the middle 80 minutes. You know, you just got to kind of like that's kind of your job now. But like
2 tries.
First
try was fantastic.
First try was great.
Yeah.
Like, you know, oh yes, bro.
And he's one of your boys as well, isn't he, Connor?
He's a good fella, and he plays hard. And
I don't think I met.
He's
Connor,
not the biggest lad, dude. So he's just bouncing into lock. I'm like, bro, how do you do that, man?
I don't think I've met him. You see, he looks like a
He's a good man, dude.
A real good
Rooster. I'm glad we got him back. Great call from Robbo, just quietly.
Yeah.
Came back, did his knee or whatever, the patella, and then he's playing Origin the next year. Cheers. Thanks for coming.
And he'll be playing this year, you'd think, for sure. So that if we update the scoreboard, we've had 2 rounds. So that means Connor rockets straight up to the top of the leaderboard with Rob Toyer, who, again, he's going to be another great player too. I mean, there were so many people, we could have mentioned all 17 and wrapped them, to be fair.
Yeah.
So Connor, Rob Toyer.
You did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Friday night. Yeah, I thanked them. Connor, Rob Toyer, 3 points each. No, hang on. 2 points.
Wait, what do we give? Round 1. 3 was Rob.
2 was Marky Mark, and 1 was the Roosters cheer squad, the cheer girls.
Yeah.
They deserved it, though. I wasn't taking the piss. Like, it was great to see them back, but we just had so many blameless people out there on that night. So anyway, we'll update the score. We'll update the scoreboard and post it out. But Rob Toy, Connor Watson, a joint leaders. Teddy's open the.
Wait, who was 2 again?
Nothing White.
Yeah, coming of age.
Yeah,
Teddy 1. Classic.
Teddy 1. Yeah. So we'll update the scoreboard. And
you get the cheeseburger this week. Nafi gets the Happy Meal.
Yeah. And honourable mention all the other ones, the rest of them.
The
whole team, the whole team, the whole support staff. The whole of the Eastern Suburbs community. Honourable mentions.
Everyone was at the game.
Yeah. Hey, should we go into questions, or should we maybe look forward to Warriors?
Let's go questions, bro. Let's go questions.
Go to Q's. Thanks for those who sent them in. AJ Luca Antonio, who I think is the old AJ from Penrith, Clarrie.
Shout out to AJ from Penrith.
And he's a really good fella. He's on Twitter. He's got I can't remember the account. He's got but does great things on the socials, giving summaries of games and whatnot. He's doing cool things, AJ. And I believe he's also a big Nafu White fan. And that is the subject of his question. He goes, "Love the show. Thanks, mate. Has Fahu now earned the right to start at prop?"
I mean, he's like we'd always want you to start a prop. You're like, you just got to do it. But I mean, we've got these Lindsays, we've got these Spencers, but man, I'd love for you to starting 13, but just aim up and bring that intensity, man. Oath, you can do it. So I think he's earned his stripes for sure. I think it's that back to back. See, how consistent can we be?
I think the best thing, AJ, is that when Spencer comes back and Lindsay, I mean, both our front rowers are out on Friday night. How did we win? Anyway,
I don't know.
I think what it's shown, AJ, it's a fair chance he might shuffle back to the bench. But he might be
starting 13 though.
He might be starting 13, but he can do it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kid Shane, he
can do it. I think that's the coolest thing. Let's go next question. This I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this, Clarrie. Billy Smith had a return to action in New South Wales Cup. I think he had a pretty good game too. So Joe Joff, 1999, he asks, do we think Billy Smith gets back in the side?
It's pretty tough at the moment. Very well potentially though, the big rangy bastard that he is. Like, he's tall, man. Those big levers, that's what you want at centre. I don't know, man. Just keep stringing those games of footy together. Keep moosing it. And I think, I don't know. We'll see. You know, like obviously a game like that, maybe you'd be like, oh, we don't want to change it. But I think everyone's got to, come together. And well, I think we got to just make sure that we play like that every week because there's a chance we might not with the inexperience. So then that will come knocking on a bit of an older, more mature Billy Bootstrap Smith coming in to sort it out.
He'll get his chance. I think Rob Toy's going to be his first
as well.
Yeah, I think it's Rob Toy's first year in first grade, so I imagine he might have a spell at some point over the next few weeks potentially. He'll be featuring, I would imagine, for a number of games this year, Billy. I'm just hoping he can string together a season worth of games.
It'll be good for the Roosters. It'll be good for him. It'll be good for everyone.
Yeah, but good for the community. Good fella. So, what's next? We've got one here who's trying to troll us, I think. And I'll just read it out and see if you can decipher this, Clarrie. Who do you see as your biggest threat to make top bottom four? So my response to that is, if you're going to troll us, just make sure you make sense.
Get your grammar sorted, bruh.
I actually know this person. He actually is a teacher, which is I won't shame him, but
shame him.
Right back at you. No, I can't do that. He might lose his job. Although he worked. Yeah. Anyway, and who's someone who currently on the market that you'd like to see us sign? I think we mentioned this last week. Actually, I think
Sydney City Vintage got back to us. In response to Nola, I was like talking about the Panthers.
No, just answer that question first. Who's someone who's currently on the market that you'd like to see us sign? I think Kalen.
Yeah.
Kalen would be
Kalen
great.
looked like he had a good game on the weekend.
Tell you what I really like is that Mitch Barnett from the Warriors. He played at Origin last year. He's hard.
What did he miss his own child's birth for Origin or something? Mad dog.
Yeah, your kind of guy, eh?
Yeah. Oh, whoa. I don't know. What does that mean?
No, you just love Origin. That's all.
Oh, I love Origin, bro.
Hey,
shoot me.
Get up Sydney City Vintage's question.
Just in response to Nolo last week talking about Panthers recreating the Scott Sattler tackle in halftime, I think it's only fair for our round 7 clash against Panthers at Allianz to create the Tupou try saver on Toto and keep up the good works, lads.
Well, Benno and Humps, if you're listening, mate, they call the shots. Maybe they can organise that at halftime.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, what other things we could just do like 2018 and we're just like running over the Storm mascot. Just for like 40 minutes straight.
Yeah, but I think Sydney City Vintage is asking specifically against the Penrith game at home.
I know, but I'm just thinking of other ways
to commemorate that. I mean, we could. Maybe you get out there, Sydney City Vintage, you and a couple other the blokes from the Chook Pen.
Yeah.
But it's a fair point. I mean, we should start torturing the Penrith fans. I mean, it's been a while since we've been able to because we haven't.
6 years, they reckon. Is that a bull yarn or what?
No, that's a stat, bro.
Oh.
Well, mate, doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. That's right. And everyone's like, oh, but it's 6 years. It's like, yeah, and no one has either, bro. No one's won the grand final in 4 years, dude, other than them. Like, what are we talking about?
And the last question, which will segue nicely into this Friday night, is from Oscar Zechner. Thanks for the question, Oscar. You're a good man. Do the Roosters have what it takes to beat the Warriors over in New Zealand?
Oh, yeah. The Warriors had a bit of a good game on the weekend, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like it was too bad to be true in Vegas, I thought, for them. They were good.
In the same way it was too bad for us to be true in Bondi.
Yeah, they were good.
What's our win record like against that joint?
I think the last time we played there, we lost. Remember we went to the Hardy Pizza Lounge?
No, that was against the Cowboys, bro.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, was that Magic Round?
No. I don't know what our record is. I do know we lost the semi-final over there when years ago, I think 2008. And remember that Ruben Wiki charge from the kickoff and knocked out CS Holiola? Like dead set. It was a full KO, like one of the worst KOs I've seen. They're hard to beat in Auckland all the time.
So yeah, what's the latest on Fisher Harris? How's he been going?
I think he was strong last week. I think they were all pretty good last week. I think they were all really.
What happened to Manly? Manly. What happened to Daly Cherry-Evans and Buddy?
No, I think
Tommy.
I just think they're outplayed. I think Tom got injured though. I think Daly's fine. Tom, I mean, you're starting to worry about his his hamstring long term.
What do you do, bro?
Tom, but no, there's absolutely no reason why we can't continue. It's great. We're going to have Victor back and hopefully Lindsay. He was crook, I think, last week. I don't know what happened there, but
Did I read something about his cut got infected, dude?
Potentially.
Oh, mate, let me just see. What's our win rate? For the past 15 years, 10 to 24, Sydney Roosters, New Zealand. Total matches played 12. We've won 8 games over 4. Multiple analysing the head-to-head record. Some famous wins at Mount Smart.
Yeah. What's
I think Tautau Moga debuted at Mount Smart, bro. Mate,
oh yeah.
He was one of the biggest. He got a hectic intercept or something. Yeah, Tau, he was so good though, bro. Far out.
I mean, the famous one is obviously 2002 GF over the Warriors.
Of course.
My first grand final experience. No, I mean, early thoughts. It's hard a few days out.
So it's a 6 p.m. game here in Sydney.
8 p.m. in Auckland. Yeah,
8 p.m. in Auckland. Yeah. You know, the home of your darling wife's home.
It's where Miss New Zealand grew up.
Yeah. So I mean, we got to put it to them just to let the in-laws know who's boss.
Yeah.
Respectfully, obviously. I don't know, man. What's yeah? Shout out to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck though as well. Love Roger.
Yeah.
Even though he's playing for the Warriors. Keen to see us go against Fisher Harris. I don't know. It'll be an interesting game. They've kind of bounced back. We've bounced back. I can imagine it's going to be raining. I feel like it's always raining over there at a nighttime game.
Yeah, winter time. Maybe not now this time of year, but winter it definitely rains a lot in Auckland. It just looks dreary, even though it might be like quite a nice evening because the lighting's so dim there. I've been there once. It's like a little bit better version of Shark Park, which is the biggest dumper in the world. I cannot believe
Shark
that is
Park
an
is
official
so
NRL
best.
stadium. You loved it for a while, didn't you? I was like,
I don't know, mate. I went there last
year.
Or was it the year before last? And there's just like the old metal, like fences around it, like. And then buying beers from the demountable, like, it was just so blandness. And I was like, oh my gosh, sort it out.
And all the fans love it. It's like, we don't want it to go. It's like, no.
You don't know, dude.
Sickening, eh? But no, the Warriors is Friday. Yeah, it's always a tricky road game. I think we're a decent chance. Victor and hopefully Victor and Lindsay back into the side.
Do we know what we're paying or whatever?
I don't know, bro, but we probably shouldn't spruik odds on this show.
I mean,
does that play on? I don't know.
From a scissors, paper, rock standpoint, you know what I'm saying, dog?
True. Yeah. So 50-50. I was mentioning before about, I went on a little bit of a rant about, how crap it must be to follow some pathetic clubs. I know my wife is Miss New Zealand. Unfortunately, her hometown club is one of those just jokes. And I guess historically, I do, they're not a complete joke, but, success-wise, not much doing.
No.
And I was speaking to a guy, his name's Jemay Sandilands, maybe son of Kyle, I don't know. And we're kind of chatting and just, it's a vastly different experience when you're supporting a team like the Warriors than it is to the Roosters. And I asked him, mate, could you just send me just a blurb or a paragraph of your feelings about what it means to be a Warrior supporter? And he sent me something back. Do you mind if I read it?
Yeah. So what are we saying? Is this just like, mate, what is it actually like supporting a team that just lets you down?
Exactly.
Mate, I'm going to come home, like I'm going to be there and I'm going to show up for work and you can count on me. I know I've been good, mate. I think we could really build something really incredible team and then
Yeah. And like
get on the piss, don't show up to work. And you're like,
him and his brother are diehards. They went to Vegas. They live in Sydney, but they went to Brookvale. They love their wars. So he said, "Yeah, I'll write you something." And he ended up writing me an ode, which is like a poem.
Nice.
So I'll just quickly read it. To love the wars is no easy feat. A lifetime of hope, of joy and defeat. 1 week we're flying, the next we're in pain. A cycle we live through again and again. I mean, that kind of summarizes it pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, the Warriors No. 1 week we're electric. We could tear Penrith apart. Playing footy so fearless straight from the heart. Then the next, we're in shambles living under the post, losing by 60 to the Titans. It's a long trip back from the Gold Coast.
Oh, bro, you did not want to lose to the Goldie, bro, by that much.
We've seen Golden Point heartbreaks, plenty of leads slip away, games in our grasp that just wouldn't stay. The calls go against us, the injuries hit, yet our faith never wavers. Never one bit, which kind of makes, respect. Coaches have come, coaches have gone, promises made, yet the weight carries on. We've had squads with talent, with fire, with might, yet still we often fall short when the lights are most bright. Yeah, 2002.
Yeah, people don't forget.
Yeah. Mount Smart's our fortress, our sacred ground where warriors rise and rivals fall down. So mark it down. We'll say it's sincere. We've waited so long. This is our year. Through triumph or heartbreak, through glory or scars, we'll always believe. Up the wars. Jermaine, that was a fantastic, beautiful poem. It is a very roundabout way to say we've never won a premiership.
Yeah. Yeah, I love my team. We're going so good, and we just can never win the comp.
And we're to blame us. Yeah.
Yeah. We make the grand final every decade.
So can you think of loving a team so much and then it just causing you so much pain that you would just write something like that? We just don't know that. You know what I mean?
No, we don't. So be grateful, everyone. I mean, to a much lesser extent, obviously, the Wallabies kind of collapsing and just becoming what they've become has been
who?
Kind of the Wallabies.
I don't. I'm not unfamiliar.
Anyway.
No, it's not.
But not to the I'll never give up on my chookies. Not that I've gone, but I'm religious about the ookies. You know what I'm saying? And that would be grim. Funnily, I don't really remember 2016 too much. I remember going to a few games.
Well, as you mentioned, you mentioned last year, 2014 was pretty hazy for you. I think 2016 was quite similar.
Yeah.
Was there another Europe trip involved that year?
I went to Vegas for a rugby tour. And then went to England and London to see the boys. So now it's all starting to make sense.
Can you tell the yarn of the wedding you saw at the steps of one of the casinos?
Oh, no, we organised it ourselves. Shout out to the BC's rugby tour. We all had to bring a girl back from the night out. We were all going to go to the two best and fairest of the tour. We're going to go get married at chapel. We missed the chapel closing. It was 4 a.m. So we all brought dates back to set up these chairs just in the middle of the foyer of the hotel. And then we just had an aisle and we did this big wedding ceremony and in the middle of it. And then people are just walking past. There's 30 of us just in seats and stuff. On an altar, on the stairs, in the middle of the hotel. And I was like, mate, this place rules, eh? Vegas is just... No one said a thing, bro. No one said a thing.
Was this on the casino floor as well?
In it. They're big as well, so there's a lot of space. But I was like, this place is wild, man. It's not the most wild thing I've ever heard, but it's just no stress, guys. Just do your thing, eh?
It's the best day. I've been one. Yeah. We missed the Vegas trip last year. I'll be there with bells on next time. It is... an incredible place. When they're on my honeymoon, bro, there is something for everyone on that joint. It's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to have, nice meals, restaurants, 5-star restaurants, go for it. You want amazing shows, music, go for it. If you want to get married on a casino floor next to blackjack tables, you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it and no one's going to stop you, man. It's all good. So that is... So what are you saying? What do you got your glass ball out for this weekend, Jack? Or what are you saying?
I don't think there's any reason why we can't see another great performance. I can't see that being an anomaly. The result might be, we might not win, but I just can't see us going backwards from that. If that makes sense. I think the effort's going to be there. I think the game plan's going to be there. The belief's going to, I think most importantly, the belief's going to be there, which I think is going to be huge. And I think that'll leave us in really good position for the rest of the year. A win Friday night, Warriors, 8 p.m., 20,000 just kind of psycho Wars fans. That's not an easy road trip with still a lot of young rookies. That being said, it's another challenge. And I think last week they rose to the challenge. I'm going to tip him, of course.
But I'm not even in a tipping comp, bro.
No, nor am I actually. I brushed mine. No, I think they're a fair chance. I'm looking forward to seeing Victor back on the edge as well. I think he's going to be a really.
Is he back? Do we know?
Yeah, I think that. Well, it sounded like he was in. I think Robbo was said, yeah, he's fine. He's gone through the protocols. You know, it's just. I don't want to go back over it too much, but against the Broncos, I think the writing was probably on the wall that they were on that night, the Bronx. But we actually didn't look too bad when Victor was on the field. It wasn't like a disaster from the start, but when Victor went off, that's kind of when it completely just kind of went belly up. It just shows you what a hugely important player he is.
Yeah, and it will become more and more important. Let's just keep that boy on the field. He did good last year, so looking forward to maintaining that.
Yeah, Lindsay back. So, yeah, I think fair chance, mate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, fair chance. I think New Zealand will be on one. But I think, we just show up physically, complete sets, kick corners. You know, special. We need a few blinders as well. Need a few blinders to win the game for sure. So I'm excited.
I am too. Yeah. I think hopefully they do the same ploy as Friday night with the bombs landing on the 20, because I think Charnsley put Clockstead, Roger is still phenomenal, but he's small. You put them under pressure with the high balls. Could be something we could exploit. Hand up as well, bro. I think I said after the trial that goal kicking was a bit of a worry. Sanders,
good little response as well.
Hand up.
Also like to see just a quick bounce back. All the pressure in the world this game. Just slots the first three.
Yeah.
Jim, mate, thanks for coming, mate.
Yeah. No, I think hopefully another good result. We'll be back here around 8 p.m. for the live stream. Yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties on Friday night. There actually wasn't technical difficulties. It was more just like our execution of it. We just had no idea.
We were just buzzing, bro.
We were buzzing.
What do you want us to do? I'm just trying to see if we can go live yet, man. We're gonna have to send in that.
The Insta live as well. Yeah, we're gonna try.
Yeah, we do really want to go Insta live, don't we?
Yeah. So it's the first first away trip for us this year. Well, first trip out of Sydney, I should say. Last week was an away game. There is chat of us doing, us personally, me and you, the Roosters Podcast, going on the road later in the year.
Yeah.
We won't give away these specifics, but I thought it was just a nice little way to end this pod is ideal away destinations, Clarrie, or where's an away game that you
it's all got to link up. Now, we don't have Canberra in the thing, which I'm not stoked about, but so whatever. Newcastle, I'm pretty keen on. We did a Newcastle with the Tricolour Syndicate mob a few years ago, so I'm looking forward to exploring that idea a bit further. I think we've got. Just depends. I think we've got a Saturday night against them coming up in the middle of the year. So
I'd love to do a Melbourne game. I've never done it.
Oh, mate, I haven't been to Melbourne in bloody ages. Mate, tax write-off. Let's go.
Yeah, we could. Maybe we could write this off.
Townsville's
another one, but I think
Townsville,
Newcastle. I think Newcastle might be the away trip we're circling.
We don't play Melbourne till. Well, away till right at the end of the second last game. And what about the last game being against South? Can we just scrap that already, dude?
Yeah, it's too much, eh?
It's just a waste.
Especially if both teams are in finals contention, it means like you're playing an extra finals game.
Yeah, I'm not about it, dude.
Don't love it, eh?
No. Yeah. I just feel like we could just make that better.
And don't love South.
No, can't stand. Anyway. All right.
Good place to leave it, mate.
Yeah, South are losers. I don't want to end on South, but I will end on South.
South are losers. No, looking forward to Friday night, mate. Looking forward to the instant reactions again. Thanks for everyone who's watched.
We'll tidy up our YouTube offering as well.
And we actually had, just FYI, we had people live chatting as well, so we can actually see all your responses on the YouTube channel, and we kind of we'll bring them up and answer your thoughts or discuss your thoughts immediately post game. So hopefully after another big Roosters win, safe trip to the boys over the Tasman. Hopefully turbulence is not much of an issue. Hopefully they get a bit of leg room. Hopefully a couple of the boys get the emergency seat exit.
Turbulence.
Yeah. So get to stretch your legs a little bit. They might get to check out the sights of Auckland.
Put them on Binny.
Sky Tower, maybe get around a golf in. Who knows? Go check out the sites. All the youngsters. maybe overseas for the first time. I'm rambling a little bit, but that's okay because I'm still very excited from Friday night.
Yeah, and shout out to you, mate. You're allowed to.
But no, it's been good, mate, and we will. I'll see you later, brother.
So, DM us questions. Peace.